Hello students, let us start with session 3 for class 10. The name for this session is communication barriers. As you all know, we are learning communication skills, and third session explains about the communication barrier. So in the previous chapters, you have read about the importance of communication over daily lives and the different methods we use for communication. In this chapter, we'll discuss the barriers which hinder the communication. So this is the diagram given for hindrance in the communication. A big wall is shown between the two groups of people communicating. A communication barrier is an obstacle that prevents the receiver from receiving and understanding the message that has been sent by a sender. So, we have seen in the last chapter that what are the different elements of communication, like sender, receiver, message, channel, and feedback. So, this barrier occurs somewhere between the sender and the receiver. So, if message is not understood clearly, it may lead to communication gap, causing the confusion and misunderstanding. It is therefore essential that the communicators seek feedback to check whether the message was clearly understood by the sender, and these are barriers that are internal barriers and external barriers could be there. So, type of communication barrier. Let's discuss the types of communication barriers. There are many barriers that hinder the communication. We we now learn about each of them. So, barriers related to the formation of message. Barriers related to the formation of message. Right from the formation of message, the barrier can start. Like when the person tries or starts writing the message or starts speaking, at from that starting point itself, the barrier can be there. These barriers are due to the problems of composition or formation of the message itself. So, multiple factors cause these type of barriers, like lengthy messages, language problem, intonation, or the non-verbal communication, not a proper non-verbal communication used. For example, if you are watching a Hollywood movie, the actors speak English in an American accent, and sometimes you may not be able to understand what they are saying. These type of problems are reflected to the message that is being conveyed. Okay, so at the start of the formation of message itself, this kind of barriers starts. So let's look one by one. Lengthy or complicated message. If the message is too lengthy and too complicated to understand, then the receiver might not feel interested in reading that message, and he might completely ignore it. Then linguistic barrier, like you do not like understand the accent of that particular person, or you do not know the language itself, that could be the problem. Then speech disorders or symbols having multiple meanings can affect the uh, communication process. Additionally, lack of proficiency in the language also affects the uh, interpretation of the message itself. So these are nothing but the semantic issues related to the meaning of the message. Then inconsistent tone or nonverbal communication. You have read earlier that communication is both verbal and nonverbal. If the body language or the tone used while the message is being conveyed is not correct, it will create barriers, or it will uh, convey some different meaning. Like last time also I have explained you that the intonation or the what you can say, the way you speak the same sentence can mean differently at different times. So, in verbal or oral communication, our tone, pitch, pace, gestures, eye contact, then our posture, facial expression can enhance the communication if applied in a good manner, but they can harm the communication as well if they are not applied in a good manner. They can also distort the message itself, and if your actions are not matching the message. A simple message of congratulation can be communicated honestly or sarcastically, depending on the facial expression and tone of the person. Okay, so let's turn the page now. Let's go to the second page now. Just a minute. Let me adjust the camera. Okay, so the types which we saw just now are nothing but the what you can call them as internal barriers that problem while composing the message and all. Now let's again see some kind of internal barriers. Like these are the barriers that occur due to the internet or inherent traits. First thing is fatigue, disinterest, or excitement. Sometimes the receiver may be too excited or too tired, or the topic of conversation may not be much interesting for the receiver. So this might create hindrance in the communication. So this is internal type of barrier that bars the user from receiving the message that is being conveyed. Then poor listening skills. This can be seen many other times, like people like to speak a lot but they don't want to listen anything. So poor listening skill is a big problem. Like uh, verbal and non-verbal communication, and they are not able to receive the signals and the communication properly. Then third is emotional barriers. Some people find it difficult to express their emotions appropriately during communication. Person cannot communicate properly, and an angry recipient cannot understand the message properly. So both the sender and receiver should be in the right frame of mind at the time of communication to understand the message properly. Then differences in perception and viewpoint. Now this is the, what you can say, very big thing that can be seen in our society also. Every person has got different kind of perception towards looking at the things going on or the communication being going on. So they might have different opinions, and they might take the message as per their convenience. So this is one of the barrier. Then prejudice and bias, like right from beginning we are raised with some of the prejudices, like this is good, this is bad, or this is proper, that is improper, something like that. So this kind of prejudices or bias towards the system can certainly affect the communication, and sometimes it might cause a barrier also. You might not be able to accept few facts related to your society or your cultures because you are not ready to listen to them. Then cultural differences, social interaction in different cultures, like there is a difference in every culture. What may seem like appropriate in one culture may be inappropriate in other cultures. For example, making eye contact is considered a good communication in US. But in most Asian countries, making eye contact with a senior person is considered to be a disrespectful thing. That you must lower your eyes while communicating with seniors. That's how the cultural demand is, or that's how we are taught. Then these are the whatever we have seen until now are the internal type of barriers. Those depend on the psychology or the mental state of the receiver and sender. But now there are some external barriers also that can cause hindrances in the communication. External barriers occur due to the factors which are beyond our control most of the time, and that's why these are called as external barriers. Let me adjust the camera for the new page now. Okay. Noise and other distractions, like if you are trying to communicate with people in a crowd, then there could not be a proper communication. That noise could become a barrier between in your communication. Physical barriers between communication, technological problem with equipment, like uh, your network is not phone network is not there, or signal is too weak, or your handset is not working properly, can be the external type of barrier. The distance between the sender or receiver and different time zones also could be the uh, barrier in the communication. Then physical disabilities such as hearing problem, speech difficulties can also become the barrier in communication. Then physical barriers to nonverbal communication. You cannot see the nonverbal gesture, postures, or general body language when you are making phone calls and sending text message. Hence, they are less effective than the face-to-face communication, and there is a chance of misinterpreting your messages. So, while sending WhatsApp, always we use smileys to express our emotions along with that line. It is a kind of non-verbal communication only, because if we want to say something in a funny way, we'll add some smiley face, or if we want to say something with anger, then we'll use that red face smiley, something like that. So just words are not sufficient. At We use these smileys or other icons to enhance the message, like the receiver should understand what you really want to say, that you are really not in a mood of fun right now, or you are thinking seriously about it, or you are taking it too lightly or something like that. So that's how you add up those smileys for enhancing your message. Okay, then physical barriers of non-verbal communication that I explained just now. So measures to overcome the barriers in communication. How we can remove these barriers? Barriers become the root cause in many problems, as it can hamper the productive environment and might lead to poor relationship, loss of trust, misunderstanding, waste of time and energy, and other such undesirable outcomes. It is essential to overcome these barriers. What we can do? Overcoming the barriers related to formation of the message. Now we have seen three type of barriers, and we will see how we can remove each and every type of barrier. Like related to the formation of message, we will keep it simple. We will use the correct language, and we use appropriate body language to form a message proper, so that it can be conveyed to the receiver in good manner. Then how we can overcome internal barriers? Internal barriers are the barriers that can be removed with your attitude and your behavior only. So be sensitive and empathetic towards the sender or the receiver. Develop good listening skills. This is most important thing, that you must listen, not only hear but to listen properly. What To hear and to listen is these are two different things. Like to hear means just words are falling on your ears and you are not understanding anything of that, but listening is something that you grasp it, you understand the message behind those words, and you register that message in your brain. That is listening. So giving proper attention without interrupting the sender and without making any distractions. Then develop trust. Keep your emotions in check. Like do not overwhelm anybody. Do not assume anything. Make everything clear. Be unbiased and fair. This is something very difficult, but yes, we must try to be unbiased and fair enough to listen to the sender. Respect other cultures. Like whenever you are communicating with the people across other culture, then you must understand cultural habits first and then start communication. Then external barriers, these are really out of our control, but yes, to some extent we can overcome these. Use proper communication channels. Find alternative means of communication to overcome physiological problems. And last but not least, I will say that use proper telephone networks, using emojis while texting. That's what I explained you earlier, that we can enhance our communication with the help of emojis. And seeking feedback, this one is the last and very important. It is applicable in all three kind of things. Like we communicate with the sender and the receiver also, and ask him whether he has understood that message properly or not, and ask for feedback. Okay, so that's all about these barriers in communication. These are nothing but the recap points. I have already uploaded the question answers as well as the chapter scanned chapter from this book on internet, so please go through that chapter. Thank you.